So we're going to do a mainly standing practice actually today, but let's start sitting. Sixty minutes to dive inwards and feel and sense everything that's really going on this internal landscape, aside from that external landscape. So just close your eyes and follow the sensation of your breath. Often that just begins with a deep exhale. Have a little wriggle so that you can find any little pockets that want a bit of extra space. Maybe let the heart rock forwards and back. And sometimes it's quite nice to do that infinity symbol with the heart. You get to feel all different pockets around the spine and the lower back and the abdomen, the shoulders. And then inhale, reach your arms up high. Stretching your fingers, fold your elbows, holding onto either elbow. Excuse my yawning, it's these early morning rituals. Taking their toll in a really good way. So as you breathe in, your tummy expands. And as you exhale, the tummy pulls back towards the spine. The eyelids are down, create softness in the shoulders, nothing forced. This is just a great big expression of self-care and self-love, this practice. So there's no need for any berating or any kind of dialogue inside that tells you you're doing things wrong. You've already nailed it. You're here, you're on your mat. Okay, and then bringing your hands down to your knees, drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Slowly lowering chin towards chest. Left ear to left shoulder, then coming up high and over. And again. And then switching directions. Center. Let the shoulders come up towards your ears, rolling them back and down. As you exhale, maybe you can hear a few clunks and clicks. Maybe you can slow it down and make it feel even more nourishing. And bring your fingertips to your shoulders and elbow circles. Circle elbows. Well done. And press both sitting bones down into the floor. Reach the fingertips up high. Take hold of the left wrist and just lean over to the right, pressing the left sitting bone down. Someone's just come into the room, so I will let them in. You carry on. Oh, it's Elizabeth. And then inhale as you come up to center. Switch sides and draw the right hand across. Hello, Elizabeth, I hope you can hear us. Welcome, welcome. And come back up to center. And then bring the right hand down, sweep the left arm over. And take a nice semicircle as you walk your hands around over to the left. And then again. A couple of times. And coming back up to center when you're ready. And we're going to come up to standing. hopefully you're going to be able to see my head and everything. I mean, I've got to get better at this, right? We've been doing it 6 months. I definitely can't see my head here. Alright then, so let's start by taking the weight evenly across both feet. Like I said at the beginning, we're going to focus a little bit on grounding. So just press down through the heels and press down through the balls of the feet, so that strip of the balls of the feet, and all 10 toes. And imagine your toes are clinging to the floor, so there's like a gripping motion happening, and see if you can get that lift up through the inner arch. And soften the knees. Have a little sweep of the hips. Maybe bring your hands to your hips and do some circles. Noticing your weight distribution across your feet as you do that. Well done. And then we're going to walk to the back of the mat, because we're going to do a sequence that takes us towards the front of the mat. So let's start by taking your weight onto your left foot and bring your right foot up and give your knee a hug. So now all the foundation is through the left foot. So just notice how that left foot is adapting to accommodate that change of distribution. And then you're going to just keep the leg lifted up off away from the floor, and you're going to flex as you push the heel away and then point. Working through the foot a few times, flexing and pointing. And then you're going to press down through the ball of the foot. So the toes are pulling back towards you, but the ball of the foot is pushing away. And then you're going to slowly step forwards and lift up through the back heel. And just gently start to move that back heel forwards and back. And then lift both heels up and down. Okay, then the next time you inhale, your heels are lifted up off the floor. You're going to bring your arms in front of you parallel to the floor, palms facing the floor. And then you're going to exhale, drop the hips low and bring your arms down to your side. Inhale, bring the arms forward, lifting the hips up. So the heels are up off the floor, and you're just moving between those two places with your breath. From here, you're going to take the weight into that front foot. So it's the right foot that's forward. And you're going to bring your left knee up and give it a squeeze. And maybe do a circle with your foot here. And notice now that it's the right foot that is your foundation. So how is that responding? Where are the wriggles? You are welcome to take hold of something if you're feeling wobbly today. And then you're going to inhale and reach your arms up. I'm definitely feeling wobbly. Arms up either side of your ears, palms facing one another. Pull the tummy button in towards the spine, and as you exhale, extend the leg out in front of you. Deep breaths through the nose, Ujjayi breath. Mula Bandha's lifting. And then sweep that front leg all the way back. And we're going to come into Virabhadrasana C. You are welcome to bring your hands to your waist. It's quite early on in the practice to be doing such a strong pose. watch that left hip, it often wants to take off. So see if you can just neutralize the pelvis so that it's totally parallel with the floor. And then sweep that back leg forward again. Reach your arms up either side of your ears. Extend the leg, point the toes. Soften the right leg so there's a degree of bounce, and wrap the leg around as we come into Garuda, the eagle pose. Right elbow comes forward, left comes over the top, palms come together, and everything squeezes to the midline. Find a little bit of bounce, find a wriggle, find your midline. Then unravel the arms, come to both feet, standing tall. So now your weight is across both feet. How are they adapting to that? I can't hear your breath because you're muted, but you for yourself, listen to your breath. How does it feel? Inhale, reach your arms up high overhead. Soften the knees and exhale into a forward bend. Chin to chest. And take the weight across to your right foot. And take your hands underneath your left foot. You're going to soften your knees. So you're holding onto your left foot in a forward bend. All the weight transfers to your right foot as you come up to standing, bringing your knee up in towards your chest. And then extending the leg straight out in front of you. Doesn't need to be straight at all. More interesting to be playing with the dynamics here. How does the core feel? How much are you able to pull the tummy in to support the spine from the front? How are the shoulders responding? Can you make some more room? What's going on with the right foot? And what's going on with the left foot? Is there leverage between your hands and your foot? And then forward bend, opening the elbows out to the side. Exhaling. Releasing and bringing your feet to the floor. So I'm about halfway through down my mat now. Hopefully you are about the same. We're going to do all of that to the other side. So let's start. We take the weight to the right foot and bring the left foot up. Give the knee a hug. Little circle with the foot. And then straightening the leg, we're going to point and flex. All our awareness coming down into our feet and our ankles and our legs. And then pressing out through the ball of the foot, bringing the toes back towards you. Nice stretch. And rocking into that front foot, lifting the back heel, and just playing with dropping the back heel and lifting it. And then lifting both heels and dropping both heels. Quite nice to have hands and waist actually here. Now we're going to start to soften the knees. Inhale, bring your arms up parallel to the floor, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, drop the hands down, dip the hips low. Inhale, lifting the hips higher, knees are still bent, arms come up. Exhale, this is called the seat of Isis, this pose. Okay, and then on the next inhale, take the weight into that front leg, so now the left leg leads. Bring the right knee up, hug it in towards your chest, do a little circle with your foot. Inhale, reach your arms up either side of your ears and extend the right leg forwards, pointing the toe. How's your breath doing? Can you hear it? Is it in your throat or is it in your nose? I'm noticing mine's really nasally today. So I'm having to consciously try to drop it downwards into the throat, lower into the belly. And sweeping that right leg all the way back, coming either into Virabhadrasana C if you feel up to that, or hands on your waist. Inhaling as the leg goes forwards again, arms extend high, toes point, and then supporting leg softens as you wrap the right leg around, left elbow comes forward, palms wrap together, Garuda, eagle pose. Find your midline, find every part of yourself and draw it to the midline. Releasing, dropping your feet to the floor, hands at your side, notice how that feels. Feet are working really hard in this practice, so how are they feeling here? Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, coming into a forward bend. Let's fold elbows, fold arms, and just sweep from side to side, chin to chest. And then uncross the arms. Take your hands beneath your right foot. You're going to soften the left leg as you transfer your weight to the left leg. And then you're going to bring your foot up as she falls over. And come all the way up to standing. It's usually very different from one side to the other. On your next exhale, extend the leg forwards. Keeping the breath through the nose, deep breath. Keeping Mula Bandha engaged, pulling the tummy towards the spine. Softening, wriggling, curious mindset, maybe coming into a forward bend. And release, and come back to standing. Inhale, reach your arms up high. We're going to come into the warrior triangle sequence. Exhale, forward bend. Half lift as you inhale. Exhale as you step back. Traveling to the floor. Inhale to roll up. And exhale to come back into down dog. Let's take 5 breaths here. See how buoyant you can get your hips to be. See if the pelvis can lift higher towards the sky. Don't worry about how low the heels are going, just get the hips high. And then once you've reached the pinnacle, there's no more height you can access, then start to anchor down through the heels as they drop towards the floor, keeping that height in the pelvis. Inhale, sweeping the right leg back. Exhale, sweep the right leg forwards between your hands and you're going to come up into a lunge. Soften the back knee. Point the tailbone back towards the back heel. Nice breaths. Opening up wide into Virabhadrasana B. Let's take a moment here to settle in. Our feet are really connected to our awareness, so tune into that. How are they responding to Virabhadrasana B? And a little bit of mermaid perhaps as you Let your arms be the ocean and move your spine from side to side just like seaweed in the kelp forest, if you've watched My Octopus Teacher. If you haven't watched My Octopus Teacher, then you really need to watch My Octopus Teacher. Okay, coming back to center, straighten your legs, lift your heart, and as you exhale, we're going to drop down into Trikonasana. Keep this left shoulder high. Don't be tempted to just sort of collapse to allow this hand to come low. Instead, make this be like a ray of sunshine bursting from your heart. Everything is open and lifting. You can smile as you practice. Inhale as you come back, legs are straight. Exhale as you bend the right knee, coming down low, Virabhadrasana B again. Drop the back hand, inhale, reverse that warrior. And exhale, side angle. So let's begin with the elbow just on the thigh, sweeping the left arm up, and then just focus on dropping the hips a little lower. And trace your breath. How is it feeling? Inhale as you come all the way back up, Virabhadrasana B. Straighten the legs, square the feet so they are parallel to one another. Take your hands to your waist, roll the shoulders away from your ears, lift your heart, and exhale as you come into a forward bend, taking your hands down towards the floor. Wide-legged forward bend, feel free to rock from side to side here. Find the place that feels as good as it can possibly feel. Soften the knees, take your hands to your waist and inhale as you come slowly back up. We're going to do all of that to the other direction. So now the left foot's going to turn out. Inhale as you open your arms wide. Exhale, coming into Virabhadrasana B, left knee is bending. I've got plaster issues, the sole of my foot. Sorry. And then take a little bit of mermaid. Bring that fluidity to the arms, to the spine, to the hips. Okay, and then straighten that front leg. Inhale as you lift your heart, and exhale, coming down into triangle. Keeping that top shoulder lifting so the heart can stay open. Softness on your lips, on your eyes, in your heart, in your breath. Inhale as you come back up. Exhale as you bend the left knee, returning briefly to Virabhadrasana B. Drop the back hand. Inhale as you sweep the left arm up and over. And exhale as you come into side angle, elbow to thigh, right arm alongside the ear, palm faces the floor, hips drop. One of the things I often notice is my hand, my left hand here, can sometimes just be this sort of pocket of tension and I'm not even aware of it. So if that's true for you, give your hand a little shake. And inhale as you come all the way back up, straighten the legs, bring your hands to your waist, square the feet. As we get ready for a wide-legged forward bend. This time we're going to take arms out to the side, palms facing forwards. And then as you exhale, we're going to rotate the arm right the way up from the shoulder joint. So you can rotate from the elbow. You can do this and it doesn't affect your shoulders at all, but that's not what we're doing. We're going from the shoulder, rotate the palms back, rotate the palms forwards. So you're involving as much of your arms, shoulder blades, collar as you can. Well done. Doesn't that feel so good when the palms face forward and you open up the front of the chest? Okay, next time you inhale, take your hands behind your back, interlink your fingers, press the palms away. Take a nice exhale as you ground and root through the soles of your feet. Find Mula Bandha. Inhale as you lift your heart. And exhale as you tip forwards, taking your arms overhead, chin drops towards chest. Watch that you're not immediately moving all the way into your heels. The whole of your foot is involved. Inhale, soften the knees, draw yourself back up. Release the arms. Let's take our arms overhead. And exhale, come into a forward bend again. This time you're going to take your hands and you're going to catch hold of your big toes with your 2 middle fingers and your thumb. Inhale, a little half lift. Here is a good place to adjust the weight distribution in your feet. Check that the whole of your feet are engaged. And as you exhale, lift the elbows out to the side. Keep the shoulders away from the ears as you draw yourself forward into a forward bend. Soften the knees, release the grip, take your hands to your waist and inhale as you come all the way back up. And let's step to the front of the mat. Inhale, arms come up high. Little vinyasa, exhale, forward bend. Half lift as you inhale. Exhale as you step back. Journeying to the earth and then lifting as you inhale and exhaling into a down dog. 5 breaths here. Okay, and we're going to start with the left foot staying grounded, right foot's going to rise. Exhale, bring the foot forward between your hands. You're going to bend the front knee, drop the hips low and look straight ahead of you. So you're coming into a very low lunge. You're on your fingertips and maybe your torso is lifting up off that front thigh. And then traveling your weight into that front foot. Maybe walk your hands a little further forward. You're going to shift the weight forwards and lift the back heel as high as you can get it to go, chin towards chest. Keeping that foot elevated, inhale and lift your heart. And as you exhale, you're going to soften the supporting leg. Bring the left knee behind the right knee and come down low. Drop the hips low. Kind of making a little pretzel. And then you're going to drop that foot down, drop the hips down and come to sitting. So I'm now facing completely the wrong way. If I spin myself around. So you come to sitting. Okay. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And exhale, take the left arm across, bringing the right hand behind. Inhale as you come back. You're going to take your hands down to the floor, shift the weight into your right foot And return the left leg up high behind you. To go over here so I don't get myself all left and right confused. And then extend that leg back and return to the lunge. Bring your hands to the inside of that front knee, swivel the back foot, drop the hips low and come into a side lunge. And then walk the hands around either side of that front foot. Continue to walk. Left hand's going to come quite far ahead of the right foot as you drop the back heel and sweep the right arm back. Coming all the way back up onto the ball of the back foot. Let's repeat that a few times on either side. Side lunge. We're just we're pivoting and we're swiveling to feel into all aspects of our hips here. One more time on each side. Coming back to the lunge, the low lunge. Stepping the right foot back and coming to a down dog. And let's make it a wriggly, wobbly down dog. Nothing is a straight line, everything is fluid and moving with your breath. And this time, the right foot stays down, the left foot rises. And as you exhale, bring the foot forward between your hands, hands either side of that front foot, lowering the hips low. So you're up on your fingertips. And your body's just gently off the front thigh. You're not kind of collapsing down onto it. Okay. And taking the weight into your front foot, bring your hands a little further forward. You're going to lift the right leg up high, chin towards chest, forward bend. Keeping the hands grounded. Inhale as you lift your heart, looking forwards. Soften the supporting leg. Tuck the right knee behind. Lower yourself down so you're coming to a little crouch. And then lay the foot down to the floor as you come to sitting. Inhale, the right arm comes up. Exhale, the elbow comes across. Left hand comes behind. Twist. Take your hands back around either side of that front foot. So it's my left foot that stays flat. Take the weight into the left foot as you bring the right leg up high. And exhale as you step it back behind you, coming into the low lunge. Walking the hands to the inside of the foot, we're going to come into a side lunge. And then walking the hands all the way around the front of that foot, coming into the twisted lunge. And again. So we're kind of trying to avoid feeling like this is how I should be doing it. Instead, we're exploring, how does my body want to do this today? Let's make it playful and curious rather than ticking boxes, following someone else's picture of what a yoga pose looks like. Okay, and then coming back to the lunge, the low lunge. Stepping back into a down dog. Soften the knees. Lower yourself down to the mat. Hands either side of chest. Let the hands hover just a centimetre or two off the floor. Press the pubic bone into the floor. Keep the tops of the feet pressing into the floor. And as you inhale, lift the collar and maybe a little bit of the heart and the chest as you come up, and exhale as you come down. 2 more times. Inhale, bring the hands to the floor, and then let your arms come forward, so we're coming into Sphinx pose. Palms flat. Wriggle your ribcage a little further forward. Peel the shoulders away from your ears. And press the pelvis into the floor as you take some breaths here. An option to bend knees, keep the toes together. And press into your hands, as long as your back is feeling all good with this. You can of course keep down on your elbows. Whichever option gives you the most space, that's the one for you. And then lowering the legs, lowering the forehead to the floor, hands either side of your chest. We're going to sit back on heels and stretch arms out in front. Working the hands back in towards you. Let's just tuck toes under, and if you feel like you can, if you can bear to, let's come into fire toes. So sitting back on your heels, hands in prayer at your heart. And then hands drop to the floor as you lift your knees, and we're just going to walk our feet out to the edge of the mat so we can make our way into Malasana. Arms are on the inside of the thighs, elbows press apart from one another, hands come together in prayer. And then bringing your hands down to the floor, walk your hands further forward. See if you can wriggle your torso between your thighs. And then open the arms wide to the side as you look forwards. Right hand stays down, left hand reaches high. And as you exhale, perhaps you wrap your hands around your back and come into the bind, or maybe you carry on with the arms extended. How's your breath? Only you can hear it, so listen for yourself. Unravel the arms, extend out in either direction again. And then come through to center, hands straight in front of you. Do any wriggling you need to make this feel good. Opening your arms wide, looking straight ahead. Left hand is going to stay grounded, right hand's going to rise. And as you exhale, perhaps you're going to bind, or maybe you're going to stay with the arms expanded outwards. Opening the arms out wide to the side, coming back to center, hands to prayer. And then release the arms and make your way down to sitting. And let's just take our hands behind our sitting bones. And have your feet apart, your knees dropping in together. So this is where I start to really miss our classes where we're in person, because it would be so nice to hear what you're saying now. I look forward to that day when we can do that again. Roll the shoulders away from your ears, lift your heart and look up at the sky or the ceiling. Knees dropping to the right, gazing to the left. Inhaling up to center. Exhaling, knees to the left, gazing to the right. And then coming back to center. Walk the feet so they're parallel, hip width apart. Press into your hands, push the knees away, let the hips rise. And maybe the head's going to drop back if that feels good in your neck, otherwise look down the length of your body. And exhale as you lower yourself down to the floor. Bring your hands, wrap them underneath your thighs and just elevate your shins parallel to the floor. Because we all just love this bit so much, don't we? So you can stay here with your hands exactly as they are if that feels good. Be sure that the back is feeling lifty rather than sinky. But if you want to, if you're feeling dynamic and strong today, bring your arms parallel to the floor and in line with your shins. Squeeze the ankle bones together, squeeze the knees together and breathe. And when you're ready, cross your ankles, take a little hip lift. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So try to hold it for 5 breaths, count your breath. You can of course extend your legs if you're a core ninja. And when you're ready, taking a little lift. And then we go 3rd time. Taking your 3rd little lift. And let's, from here, bring the soles of the feet together, coming into cobbler. Holding onto your toes, letting your knees bounce out to the sides. Inhale as you sit up. And as you exhale, come forwards, curling chin towards chest, crown of head towards toes. And then inhale as you come up. And this time, letting go of your toes, you're going to walk your hands forwards. And feel into that. That might need a little bit of rocking from side to side. You might even walk your hands over to the right. You can kind of use your hands to stabilize you so you don't completely rock onto one hip, and then walk your hands over to the left. And then walking your hands back in, inhale as you come up. Let's create a diamond so the feet go slightly further away, but the soles of the feet remain together. Bring your hands to your knees. Inhale as you sit up, and exhale, slide your hands down towards your toes, coming into a forward bend. Inhale as you come back up. bring the knees together, extend the legs out in front of you. Inhale as you reach your arms high, and as you exhale, keep pressing out through the heels, toes pointing upwards as you come into a forward bend. Inhale as you come back up. We're going to slide hips down towards the bottom of the mat. We come and lie down on our backs, hugging knees in and rocking from side to side. And take a little happy baby. And make that as wriggly as you want it to be. As wobbly as you want it to be. And then releasing the legs down to the floor, we're going to come into supported bridge. So just walk your arms into your side so your fingers are brushing against your heels, your shoulder blades are tucked beneath you. All 10 toes pressing into the floor. Inhale. And as you exhale, press the knees away, let the hips rise. You might bend your elbows, have your palms facing one another, and continue to walk upper arms towards one another. And then releasing the arms, lowering yourself down. Option to take full Dhanurasana from here if you want to bring your hands either side of your ears. You could just lift up onto the crown of your head and take some breaths, or you might straighten arms and legs and come into the full wheel. Entirely up to you. Or you can just repeat supported bridge pose. Whichever option you take, just be sure that you're still taking deep breaths. And when you're ready to come down, make your way back down and bring your knees in towards your chest. Gentle rocking from side to side. And then open your arms out wide to the side. We're going to take knees to the right, gaze to the left. Inhale, the knees come back to center. And exhale, the knees to the left, the gaze to the right. Inhaling back to center. Bringing your arms down to your side. Unless you've got your period or you just don't want to, we're going to come into plough, and then with the option of going from plough into shoulder stand. So it's your call. You need to look at how your neck is feeling, how your shoulders are feeling, and how your menstrual cycle is. And if all things are a yes or a go, then you're just going to bring your arms to your side, take your legs over your head and draw your hands up the spine to support your back.
And from plough, you have the option to come into shoulder stand.
But this is really self-taught yoga because there's nobody in the room with you checking alignment, so you really need to rely on how your senses are feeling and how your body's feeling. And how's your breath? You're listening into the cues of your own body. Is this resourcing me? Is this nourishing me? Am I able to smile as I practice? And you can experiment with the position of your legs if you wish. Sometimes it's quite nice to bring the soles of the feet together and have the knees bent out to the sides. Be sure you're not throttling yourself with your own chest. And then when you are ready to come out, you've experimented enough, you use your arms as a little handbrake to gently make your way down. And the counter pose is Matsyasana, the fish. There's many variations of Matsyasana, but the simplest one is lying on your back, walking your hands underneath your buttocks. So you're sitting on the tops of your hands, your palms are facing the earth. And then walking the elbows underneath you as well. And then straightening your legs, pointing your toes. And taking a nice inhale. And as you exhale, bending the elbows, lifting the chest high, letting the head hang behind you. Breathing into the front of your chest. Make some more space for the breath. Make it deeper. This is such a different shape for the body. And then releasing yourself back down to the floor when you're ready. And you choose where you want to go from here. Maybe you want to do a little twist. Maybe you want to take happy baby. And then making your way into Shavasana when you're ready. Lying down on your back. Allowing stillness at the end of the movement practice. So the floor beneath you comes up to meet you, it cradles you, it holds you. And every exhale is an opportunity to be held, to surrender to that cradling. And there's nothing forced about the breath, there's no agenda with the breath, it's just a natural coming home to what your breath would like you to breathe. Tuning into the breath, feeling the movement of prana in and out through your nostrils. Softening the corners of your lips, your eyes, softening your ears, and the crown of your head. Softening your throat, your heart, your solar plexus. Softening the belly, the pelvis, the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands. And starting to wriggle maybe making your way to your side, stretching whatever needs an extra stretch. And when you're ready, coming back up to sitting. And bringing your hands to your heart center. Just notice how you're feeling now. How's your body feeling? A moment of gratitude for that. And then we close with the word namaste. The love inside of me sees the love inside of you.